How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, we got some good trading out of the way today. Going back to the small caps, no doubt we were able to see some big moves coming from Lucid Group. Look right there. Lucid Group hit about 242. Now, the interesting thing about it is that it dropped under VWAP earlier, all the way down to $2.22. So that was a big drop from where it was in earlier times, where it was resting around 231. But it still went back up. So a lot of us were able to get in, at that earlier stage at around 222. And then able to rise that up to about 242. I rode it up to about 237. Then I was like, I don't know what this is going to do. It could pull back and go right back down to 220. So I got out there. So, went up a couple more cent afterwards. But still a good day. Now, let's see if there's any new news about it. Of course, market cap 7.87 billion. That's always a good thing. Average volume 109.91 million. Volume 98.42 million right now. Today's high 244 and today's low 217. So we still making moves with Lucid. And here we got the Motley Fool has a news article about it. So let's see what they're saying. Basically, is Lucid Group stock a buy now? It says Lucid Group up 5.92% is a premium electric vehicle. Of course, we already know this, capture technology. But let's look and see what the new news is. It talks about how it's positioned itself as being a premium EV space, which we already figured that, a lot of people are saying that it's the only EV company that's really giving Tesla any type of competition. With our 430 horsepower and range of 420 miles per charge at $69,900, for purchase. And then, of course, you got the Grand Touring, the Sapphire, and other vehicles as well. It's just not the Lucid Gravity, but it's some other vehicles that exist as well. There's a picture of it right now. Analysts at TD Cowen believe that Lucid Gravity vehicle could be a turning point in the company. However, those analysts also say that the price strikes us as too high. So they still think that the price should be a little lower and that Lucid could struggle to generate enough value. Here's another statement right here. In other news, Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson recently stepped down. We already know that. And of course, the chief of operation, Mark Winterhoff, was named the CEO. Bank of America analysts argue that this move is much more consequential than understood. So there's still that fight in between. Are they making money right now? They're making more than they were before, but they still want the company to have a definite CEO and not just an interim CEO. But of course, right now we're just looking at that growth in stock. And we can see right here that, we're getting some growth from 2022 until right now, as far as the overall company. And that's the other interesting thing. As a company, it's actually making more money. But as far as the price of the stock goes, it's dropped lower. So we can definitely see that there are other things that are affecting, how people view the stock, rather than just the, how much money they're making. Of course, the analyst is sitting right here, 17.6%, saying buy. The majority, 58.8%, still saying hold. And then 23.5% saying sell. So there's some things that we can look at. Now, there's another stock here that I also wanted to take a look at as well. It's also in my small caps area. and that is I am gold. I've been looking at this for a couple of days now. Because I am gold, it's been going between $6 and around 613 to 618. And it keeps on flattening out at that $6 mark, going up and then testing and going back down. So this may be something that we want to look at as well. You know, this may be an opportunity for us to make a play. We can see right there, we're seeing a lot of ups and downs, which is what we like to see with the MACD. You know, we can see some spikes, but what I'm interested in is that bottom. You notice right there, it's not going under $5.96, at least for the week. You look at the month, the low that it's gone for the month is $5.06. But for the week, it's been holding steady. So that's going to be something that we want to take a look at, next week. I Am Gold Corp engages in an exploration, development, and production of gold and mineral resource properties. It owns and operates the Westwood Mine in Quebec and the Côte Gold Project, a development project located in Ontario. So it's a Canadian company. Market cap $3.46 billion. Today's high, 614. Today's low, $6. So average volume, 12.71 million. Volume, 8.81 million. So we can definitely see, some room for growth right there. So I Am Gold files 2024 financial reports with regulatory authorities. That's happening within the last 48 minutes. So depending on that, it could affect this stock spiking even more. If you look at the analyst ratings, we're talking about 60% saying buy, 40% saying hold, and nobody saying sell. So that's always a good thing. Of course, the earnings, it hasn't happened yet. That's going to be May the 8th after hours. And then we can see how it does with that. Otherwise, not really too much going on with I Am Gold. It says right here back on the 20th, March the 20th, says I Am Gold price target raised to $8.40 from $7.60. So that's a good thing. That's letting us know the target of this, that this stock may go up a whole dollar. So I'm definitely going to be looking at this Monday, trying to get in at that $6 mark, that lowest possible mark, around 9.40. That may be something we go long in, so we can, definitely see see some differences in what we get back from it as well. But otherwise, everything else is looking normal. Crypto's cryptoing. There's not too much change in there. Kind of staying around that 84,000 mark for Bitcoin, and the market's doing what it usually does. So keep playing the stock market, keep watching to see for those changes, and keep trading. It's Mike Dub 27. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow, and I am out.